Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Footy Rivals.
New and improved.
Yeah. Round 21. We've only got three rounds to go until that's it. That's the end of the home and away season.
It's scary.
I know.
Man. Scary. Especially when your team's in that gap that's fighting for the finals.
Well,
let me tell you how scary it is to only have 3 rounds.
I'm not overly
pretty
concerned
horrifying.
about that. So I'm happy with that.
I imagine it's very nice up on top of the pedestal.
Hello,
there.
Banana Nate. Now, before we move into anything, as I'm sure you may be able to see,
and as Andrew has just pointed out,
we have a new set. We've got the green screen behind us. We've actually moved in the room. There are a couple of more things to come that just haven't arrived yet. But yes, we've got the green screen. We will be utilising that tonight. Justin is unaware of what I have planned.
Unawares of what's going on. Although I do want to start the show off. I know we usually start with the questions and everything, but I want to take time and just say thanks for sorting this all out because as anyone who's followed the show would know, I know nothing about the technological side or anything like that. I simply come in and talk footy, and you've done a pretty bang-up job setting everything up here. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out.
Yeah, because there's more to come. There's more stuff to come. But, as is always the case, do you know what? In an effort on trying to get all of this sorted out, I don't have a question for you right now. So,
that's fine.
Yeah, no, I showed up. I don't have one. I've been trying to think of one for the last hour and a half whilst trying to sort this up.
Yeah.
Just to set this up and everything, but I just haven't been able to think of one.
I feel like your priorities are in the right order. So let's not worry about it. Let's just dive into some stuff anyway. Let's talk. What the biggest news of today is Braden Crossley.
Yes.
Testing positive to cocaine ahead of a NEFL game, I think it was.
May 28th, I believe it is.
And facing a pretty lengthy ban of 4 years, I think.
It's the
potential punishment.
It's the same sort of deal as what Sam Murray is going through at the moment.
Yeah.
So Sam Murray is still awaiting to see how long. Like he's facing also 4 years is the maximum ban that you can take.
Yeah.
So, the 4 year thing that they're throwing up is what every athlete that comes under ASADA is facing when they're coming up for a ban.
That's the maximum penalty.
That's the maximum penalty that he can undertake. Generally speaking, I think most athletes go for about 2 years.
I think the main theme that comes up when these issues pop up is just the questions that surround us about what is an appropriate punishment. And I think it highlights how, I guess, inconsistent the AFL's been with punishments to different players for similar instances.
Well, see, this isn't the AFL, though. This is ASADA.
Right.
So, I'm not sure whether... Because it's a bit of a confusing thing as to the general public as to what's actually happened.
Yeah.
Because cocaine is an illicit drug, not a performance-enhancing drug.
Yeah.
However, when taken on match day, it falls under the ASADA's performance-enhancing drug, which is what he's tested positive for. He tested positive prior to the match, to a NEFL match. I think it was May 28th from the top of my head, which is then fallen under the ASADA prohibited drugs law, as opposed to the AFL's illicit drugs 3-strike rule, or 2-strike rule, I think it is now. So
it sort of just raises a bunch of murky water that he and everyone at the Suns is going to have to wade through for a while, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
It is the last sort of thing that the Suns need at this time. I don't want to say that it comes back to their culture, because I hate that. This is one guy who's made a mistake, or allegedly made a mistake.
Yeah.
So, like, I hate bringing the culture into question, but
I reckon if this had come up 3, maybe 4 years ago, the question on the culture of the club would 100% be in question. But I think enough people and enough has changed at the club that this doesn't bring the culture of the club into question.
I don't think they're in any disrepute, and I hate that people are going to tie them to it. It's like, it's one dude.
Yeah.
You can't tell me any club out there has never had one guy that's made a mistake like this, or you know. I don't like bringing the club into it. It's just, to me, it doesn't seem like what the Suns need at this time.
I want to stick with Gold Coast for a moment here, though.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Now, from the top of your head, do you know what Gold Coast traded with regards to picks with Brisbane last year?
No, but I saw a story. I saw the headline of a story about this. I don't know what the picks were.
This is what I want to talk about.
I was at work today. I scrolled past it and I was like, I don't have time to click into it. Fill me in.
This is going to end up being one of the most lopsided pick trades.
I remember it being bad.
Since Frio's trading of McFarlane and Crode and so on and so on. This is going to be one of the most lopsided tradings I've ever seen. Okay. So Gold Coast this year will get Brisbane's first round pick, which is looking to be about pick 19 at the moment. Okay. Brisbane in return will get Gold Coast's second round pick and the Hawks' third round pick through the thing, as well as I think last year's first round pick or there was a player that they got. It was maybe pick 19 for last year or something like that, right? Yeah. Basically, the draft value index, so the point system, Brisbane get 2,274 points worth of picks, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Compared to Gold Coast's 1,067.
Oh, God.
It's over double the value, considering where their positions are and where they'll probably be at the end of the year, right? It's got to be one of the most lopsided trades I've ever seen.
So, essentially, the Gold Coast have given away,
all of their future picks.
Yeah. For what, Brisbane's first rounder this year, which is
this year, and I think their second rounder last year.
So did Gold Coast give away a first round pick at any stage? Because to me that just sounds like Brisbane's going to get, they've coughed up pick 21 for pick 19 or something.
It's an astonishing trade.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah,
it's
that Gold Coast were basically banking on Brisbane being
sucking again,
which is an entirely stupid thing to do.
They were always going to rise.
If you're a club and you're looking at the development of another club, you are 100% seeing that Brisbane were better this year than last year.
Yeah,
100%. I was optimistic and had them finishing 7th.
Yeah, I didn't think they would be this good. I don't think anyone thought
I didn't think they would be in the top. I thought they would be pushing to try and get to the top 4, but wouldn't get there.
I thought as of now, as we spoke about 3 rounds to go and being in the rat race, I thought they'd be in the rat race for the 7th or 8th spot.
Yeah.
I thought they'd be where Freo is and where Essendon are or Adelaide or someone like that. Yeah. But to be far and above superior to that, Gold Coast can't be thrilled.
Gold Coast, the stories coming out of Gold Coast, not great today, unfortunately.
Yeah. What else have we got in the news? I've written down, Alex Rance's season is over.
Yep.
He's come out and said that it's done.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good thing for the Tigers in a way.
Yes, it just puts it to bed.
Yeah, I think not having Alex Rance on the park is a bad thing to clarify. I don't...
No.
Having him...
But having it up in
on the sideline is not good, but yeah.
And going... And having your teammates going, is he a chance this week? It's just... It's a distraction leading into the finals that the Tigers don't need.
They now move forward with clear direction into the finals going, hey, if we're going to win a premiership this year, it's going to be with Grimes and Asprey as our 2 key backs. Mm-hmm. Surrounded by the talent they've put around them.
Yeah.
So I like it. I actually think it's good of Richmond to come out early, 3 weeks prior to finals, and go, no, we're putting it to bed. Because they could have known about this and not come out publicly.
It was the meeting with the surgeon yesterday that was going to rule out or rule in whether he was a chance or to rule him out for this year.
Yeah.
And so that was the meeting, and from the outcome of that meeting is determined that nope, he's not going to this year.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
I really like it because it would have been easy for the Tigers.
I probably prefer that decision than rushing and risking him back, and as well as having the cloud over the footy club as to when he returns.
When they appear more than capable of doing it without him.
Yeah, they're probably the informed team of the competition. I reckon.
Absolutely, like them and West Coast.
You
and Brisbane, I guess, but I don't want to put Brisbane in that bracket. I don't know why we do it every week.
No, I
But
think
just discrediting them again.
I think I'm on board the train now. I don't think I can discredit them anymore.
Yeah.
But they don't, and they haven't played well, particularly MCG.
Yeah.
That's the next hurdle for them to get over. And the next chance that they have is in the last round.
Yeah.
So how they perform against the Tigers in the last round.
Oh, it's against the Tigers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
It's a very good preview
clash.
as to how far Brisbane can go. Because if they get close to the Tigers, like, even if they still lose, but they get close, they're a genuine chance.
Oh, absolutely.
But if they get blown out the park...
then we look at them and we go,
It's not going to be this year.
Yeah, what do we think of you? How about Vlosten Banana Nate says, he's... playing good in defence as well. Did he get injured, Vlosten, at some point?
Not that I'm aware of. He's not an out.
No, he's healthy. He's been playing really good footy, Banana Nate. He has. I'm enjoying reading the comments here with the new setup. It's much closer.
We have the comments directly in front of us instead of on a tiny little phone down here. So,
excellent. You guys no longer have to look at the top of my head.
AFL memberships hit a record high. The count that was in the article, so it's still going to be climbing for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
1,057,572. It's an all-time high so far, and it is a 19-year-on-year increase. 19 years in a row, it's been year-on-year increase.
So if you count that into a random stat, that probably means nothing. That's like 3-4% of the entire population of the country has a membership. Imagine how many other fans there are that just don't buy memberships. Like I think have a membership.
I think it's 5%, isn't it?
Something. The population in Australia is like 23, 24 million.
Yeah, something like that.
No, it's huge. I mean, it's really good for the AFL. It's good to see them growing, expanding the brand. Yeah. I guess speaking of the brand, what do you think of the AFLX getting axed? You were an AFLX optimist.
It wasn't so much the AFLX that I was a fan of. It was the atmosphere,
the personality
of the
building.
Yeah,
I guess
that I was a fan of. I want to actually put up a post on Reddit to get the feel of how people feel about it. My personal thing is I think that they should incorporate that atmosphere into an All-Stars versus Dream Team game. I think I've been saying that for about 3 weeks now. So.
Well, Banana Nate has just commented, bring back Origin. I just don't see the AFL.
It's not going to come. No, it's not viable. It's not going to come back.
Yeah. It's not viable. It's not actually fair on players. I mean, we're entering round 21 at the moment, and everyone's already injured as hell. Like, I don't want to risk anything more to players if you want them in a state of origin, like fierce clash. No. Not for me. I personally don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't care for State of Origin at all. That's probably too young to ever have watched any, though.
No, yeah, I understand that. I would love it if it came back.
I'd love it only for the reason that I think WA would shred everyone.
Possibly. I'm not sure because the level of talent that is in the competition now.
Yeah.
From all states.
Yeah, that's right. I think Victoria would have more talent, like depth, but who cares about depth in State of Origin? It's just going to be their 22, our 22. South Australia don't count. I mean, they got.
What's interesting? This is just a purely a showboating sort of claim here. Gary Lyon on the couch this week said Elliot Yeo is the best player in the competition.
He did.
I was happy.
In which case, hey, if it's State of Origin you're talking about, I'm super happy.
I don't agree with it. Don't get me wrong. He's, like he's my player, but I don't agree with it. But thank you.
Do you think Elliot Yeo can be Smokey Brownlow chance or nah?
Sorry?
Do you think Elliot Yeo could be Smokey Brownlow chance or nah?
Neither
do I.
No,
I think he's going to be one of those
I have
people
4 runners in the Brownlow. Patrick Cripps, Tim Kelly, Nat Fyfe, and Lachie Neale. Yeah, that's right.
I don't have Cripps so much. Although when he polls, he's going to poll like 3 votes. But the one that crosses my mind, he's ahead on the coaches' votes, and that's Marcus Bontempelli. The Bulldogs, I don't think have won enough games, and when they do, like Jack McRae and guys like that, maybe are going to pinch.
I haven't.
But I'm going to be super interested to see how he polls. This is actually going to be the coolest Brownlow count, like the most intriguing Brownlow count.
It's the most open. Yeah, it's the most open Brownlow count.
2014 was the last time that we had a Brownlow winner that we didn't know was going to be the Brownlow winner, and that was Matt Priddis, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
Because after that, Fife, everyone knew he was going to win. Dangerfield knew he was going to win. Dustin Martin had it in the bag.
In saying that,
and Tom
we
Mitchell,
knew that Matt
aware.
Fife in 2014 was going to win, but he was ineligible.
Suspended.
We just didn't know who was after that. So he was the clear dominant player, though. So even if you include that year, like 2013 was clearly Gary Ablett. 2012 was clearly Dane Swan. Watson. No, it wasn't clearly Watson though.
No.
So 2012 was probably the most ambiguous year.
Because that was like Cochin and Mitchell who went on to obviously get the medal afterwards. That was interesting. But this year is going to be really good because I think out of Fife, Kelly, Neil, you can even throw guys in there that aren't going to win, but they're going to poll and make it interesting. It's probably going to be maybe Grundy, maybe Yo, maybe Trelaw, maybe Bontempelli.
Yeah, it's
guys
wide
are going to poll like a lot of votes and make it interesting.
I have
maybe someone from
clear
Melbourne,
runners.
Clayton Oliver, who
knows?
knows?
I have 4 clear runners, but I have about 10 players that are probably genuinely in contention as well.
It's going to be. I've been looking forward to it for a long time. It's going to be a good count. Who do you guys think's actually going to win the Brownlow? Hit us with your. Barry Boy thinks Cripper will win. Carlton have now technically won enough games to not be in the conversation where you say, "Hey, they didn't win any games."
Well,
they did win enough.
You're not wrong. Yeah,
but they won it in a bunch, which makes me wonder: was it spread out enough to?
And one of those was without Patrick Cripps as well.
Yeah, and to be fair, like even one of them where he was playing, I remember him being fairly quiet.
At the start of the year, he was
That's why
pretty
I don't actually think Lachie Neale.
Lachie
Neale's had some quiet games that people have just looked at the Lions' success and gone, "Hey, Lachie Neale's really good."
I think Tim Kelly might have enough votes from the first half of the year to carry him.
I think that's
through.
exactly how it's going to go down. I think Fife will probably run second. And he will lament games that he missed. I think he missed like 2
He's
games.
missed a few games.
2 or 3.
I think he's missed 3 for the year.
Yeah, so I think he will lament those.
Speaking of Fremantle, Bradley Hill, what's happening? It's your club. Can you tell us what's happening?
I'm pretty sure today, from chatting with a mate, because I missed most of it, he came out and basically said, "I'm not requesting a trade this week."
No, but okay. So what it was there was a story that came out maybe today or yesterday that said Bradley Hill will request a trade this week.
Potentially as early as this week. Yeah, I think that came out yesterday.
It said it was happening this week. So Bradley Hill went to his manager and went, what's all the talk in the, and there's like, nothing's going to happen. Don't worry about it. We're not going to Freo. And so he was like, no, we're not going to Freo this week.
Yeah.
He was basically just disputing what the reported news was saying. And then in saying that, then the AFL ran in brackets. Oh, it's not going to happen this week. Well, they were disputing the article that you wrote. Of course, you're being stupid now.
That was ridiculous, and he's going to request a trade by the sounds of it. Otherwise, he would have had the opportunity to come out and just put it to bed today. That was a smoke and mirrors deflection of like, we're not doing it this week. It's
it's the media
coming.
But it's also the media playing coy now.
Yeah, I fully believe it's coming. The trade request is coming, and he'll get his wish. Because, like last year, they have to give up something to get something. They knew last year that the outcome of losing Lachie Neale was going to be Jesse Hogan if they stuck to their guns.
Yes,
they got that done. Whether that's successful or not remains to be seen. It seems unsuccessful at the moment, but they had to do it. This year, they're probably going to do it and request I don't even know who that. They're probably going to try and find a way to lose Brad Hill, get Tim Kelly. It's probably the way they're going to do it. So, is it a terrible thing? It doesn't have to be terrible. It's not a good thing that he wants out.
No,
but it doesn't have to be a terrible loss if you can replace him with a quality player.
Yeah.
And last year they did go for structure over talent, so I don't hate getting Jesse.
No, and in saying that, Fremantle have all the bargaining power here. He's still got 2 years on his contract to go.
Exactly. Tim Kelly's out of contract if that's the player they were wanting to pursue.
Right. Yeah. The other player that was caught up meeting, as was just mentioned in the chat there, Joe Danaher was had a meeting. How
weird was that?
Yeah.
That was super weird.
Well, kind of. So from my understanding, he went to Sydney to visit the surgeon with regards to his groin, and he caught up. Who did he catch up with?
Tom Harley.
Tom Harley of the Swans,
of the Sydney Swans.
Who he has a previous relationship with.
Yeah.
Which is why they were meeting up. Now, whether there was something more insidious.
Yeah,
from that.
Who knows?
Who knows? But at this point in time, I'm prepared to take that on face value.
No lunch is safe in the AFL. It doesn't matter if
you're
you're
not
Tom
wrong.
Harley or if you're Stephen Silvani.
You're not wrong.
You know,
especially
no
Tom
lunch
Harley,
is safe.
considering Tom Harley's position
And his role
the
within the
Swans.
football
Yeah,
club.
that's right.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I'm prepared to take that on face value.
What I thought was weird about it, if there is something more, to this, if there's a little more substance to this, what I thought was weird was how open they were about saying, hey, we met each other, we don't care, move on.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the times they don't have to be, but a lot of the times the AFL figureheads are really cagey about these meetings and things like that. Like, remember Tom Lynch running into the Richmond CEO at the airport last year, and everyone's like, oh no, this was nothing, it was nothing, and then it was this big thing, and it just went on forever, and it got really cagey. Whereas Danaher and Harley were just like, we didn't care. We met.
Seriously.
I like it. I think
it was kind
refreshing.
of the same thing as what John Lyon was with North Melbourne.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess that Ross Lyon did it with Stephen Silvani too, when he just said he likes the fish and chips. So, why not? Who doesn't, Ross? One player that I wanted to talk about contract-wise was Jack Martin, who we will probably mention during the games.
Weeks ago,
has he signed a contract?
I'm not sure.
I don't think he signed.
I don't know what his I haven't read anything about it.
Had a brief look today. Nothing signed with Gold Coast from what I could see. If anyone can correct me in the chat, feel free. But yeah, out of contract and omitted from the Gold Coast Suns this week.
Suppose that's fair. He's not been playing well.
It probably is fair, but do you see, regardless of whether it's fair or not, do you see him moving away from the Gold Coast at the end of the year if he's yet to sign a contract and he's getting omitted? It's clearly not working for him up there. Maybe he thinks a fresh start gets it done.
Maybe. I don't know.
In that case, I don't know if he'd want to come home or go to Melbourne. He's usually linked to a Melbourne club when these sorts of things come out about him. He came into the club
as a high draft pick, and it's probably not a stretch to say that he hasn't lived up to his potential.
No, that's fair.
He's constantly injured, and when he is on the park, I wouldn't say that he's a match winner.
No, he's really good, but I'm with you. He hasn't been a match winner, but I think if you can change the environment around him, maybe he's just a player that needs a change of environment. I don't know.
I don't think if he goes, it's not a big loss. And they can get something in return for him that would probably be more beneficial to them. I
think if he can go to a club where he's not counted on so much, that could be a big gain for another club and not a terrible loss for the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't really know. Another omission that I wanted to talk about was Kieran Jack. What the hell's the future hold for Kieran Jack? Do you think he just...
he's been coming towards the end of this.
Yeah, do you think he just retires?
I think this year's probably his last anyway.
You think this is his last year? Okay. Yeah.
I thought last year was his last year, to be honest, but he went on.
How many games has he played now?
Not many.
I think 200?
Oh, in total?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Like
I thought you were talking about this year.
No. Not many this year. He keeps getting omitted.
That's a good one. Teague, what happened?
The players certainly want him, don't they?
Players and the fans.
They're all
We're going to have a Paul Roos situation with Sydney where the players and fans hold the club to ransom to get their man. I
like the enthusiasm. Don't get me wrong.
He's done well.
And he has done super well.
I mean, even on the weekend against West Coast ended up being 50 points up.
But that was because of West Coast winning, not because of Carlton losing. It was just they ran into really good West Coast. They gave them a shove and they played good footy. Carlton can hold their heads high in that loss for sure.
100%.
But I also have a certain respect for the club's stance on not wanting to let fans and players dictate who they go for in a coach and wanting to find the right man and doing the due diligence.
When it's so overwhelming, I can understand your stance if it was just the fans that are rallying, but if the players are now rallying,
that makes it a whole different ballgame.
The captain on Sunday night was like, I'm on the Teague train. He went out of it, he wasn't asked about Teague. He went out of his way to as a captain of the club, he can always just come out and say, yeah, we're behind him. We hope he gets the job.
Yeah.
He went a step further and advocated for him.
Yeah.
That's a huge rap for the bloke.
Am I reading too much into it, or does it kind of dispel some distance between the playing group and the front office at Carlton? Like, the coach is sort of in the middle.
The front office has no idea.
Yeah. And
the Carlton front office have never had an idea as to how to run that club.
Well, speaking of the Carlton front office, they moved on from one of their head recruiters this week, I think. I'm pretty sure his name's Dale Bleach. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure Dale Bleach, the head recruiter, they moved on. So it pretty much signified the start of a bit of a shake-up in staffing.
Yeah. I don't think the problem is staffing.
But I'm worried that they're going to fire the wrong people.
Yeah.
Because the people who are right at the top are the people who probably need to go.
They need to go. Yeah.
Lejuda say, I don't have any faith in, although he seems to keep his job while they remain on the coaching carousel.
Yeah.
I think they should hire David Teague is my personal stance, but I also have a certain respect for them wanting to find the right man.
Do you have a bit of disrespect or lack of respect to North Melbourne for going early then? Because we were talking about this last week.
No, because again, my personal preference was for them to have Reece Shaw because he's doing really good work. Why not reward the guy?
I think Teague's doing better than what Reece Shaw is, though,
and
the results would lend to that.
It's probably fair to say that coach-player relationship at Carlton is going to mean more than coach-player relationship at North Melbourne. And if the players at Carlton are advocating to have this guy as their coach, who has been their coach for a few weeks now, then that could mean a lot because the players have to buy in there. At North, they're not so down and terrible and the spotlight's not on them so much that they have to buy in and be as good.
Yeah.
So, I'm for David Teague. I think that's going to be my stance on that. I'm trying to think of other things I had to throw you away this week. I did want to just point out that Nat Fyfe put on a clinic. I kind of just wrote down Nat Fyfe clinic in my notes.
Well, he does that most weeks, though.
Yeah, but the contested possessions and I don't know. I was just...
He does. He genuinely does that most weeks. That's why I have.
He does lead the league in contested
I have him as probably my Brownlow winner.
I really hope you're right.
Out of the top four that I mentioned at the top of the show, I think he gets it. But I'm just not sure how much of a lead Tim Kelly has in the first half of the year. Well, and Lockie Neal has been playing brilliantly and stuff as well. So
a game like last week could probably be quite important to Fyfe and his Brownlow futures because Michael Walters played a blinder, but Fyfe should get the 3 votes in that game.
I heard a lot of people arguing that it could be either or. Yeah, you got to remember, Fyfe's probably got the 3 votes in the Hawthorn game that they got belted in. Yeah. He was the clear best on ground. If he doesn't get 3 votes for that, he was the clear standout player on the ground. It brings into question whether the umpires should be counting for the Brownlow.
This is kind of what separates him from the pack, in my ultimately biased opinion. He can lose by 7-8 goals. Last year they lost a game to Richmond by 70 points, and he got 3 votes.
As he should.
I don't think Neil, Kelly, who else were we talking about that's going to be up there? Cripps maybe. But I don't think anyone else can lose by that much and still get 3 votes.
No,
I don't think it happens for
probably not.
No. Don't know where the cats are.
So we have a predicament here. That we haven't gone into yet.
Okay.
You have a punishment to do.
Oh, God, it's a predicament for me. It's not for you.
And we don't have questions to do at the end of the show. So, are we doing it now?
Sure. Why not? Guys, if you were watching last week, I made the idiotic decision to back Essendon in.
It's not a predicament for me, so...
No, it's not at all. I don't know why you called it that. I made the very idiotic decision to back Essendon in to beat Port Adelaide.
On my certainties by 1. We were equal last week.
Yeah, we were equal now. Yeah, now I'm down by 1. And I actually, after the game, I just thought it was the dumbest tip ever. I was so confident. I was talking about how they're going to absolutely belt Port Adelaide. And then after the game, I just looked at it and I was like, this was always going to happen.
Yeah.
This was not... Everything I talked myself into about Essendon just came flooding away. So anyways, this is the challenge we have today. I'm going to hold that up for you guys. I'm going to eat this garlic, a little bit of it. I don't really know. Am I
just going to have to open it up?
Am I going to have to peel the skin here?
Yeah, just rip it open.
This is actually good because my girlfriend just cooks with way too much garlic. She doesn't watch this show, so it's fine. But
She wouldn't notice a difference anyway if she eats that much garlic.
She cooks with so much garlic that
Garlic's good for you. It keeps you healthy.
Well, yeah, I hope so. Because this is kind of good training for it. I'm just
Can you just like break it or whatever?
Getting into it here,
chances.
guys.
Can they still make the 8? I mean, technically they can, but I've ruled them out.
The Hawks?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're done for, I think. I just don't think they play good enough footy.
No, not now. They can,
yeah,
but they're just not consistent enough.
I'm making a mess in the set room here, but whatever.
That's
You're
fine.
making me
That's
eat
what
garlic,
vacuum-
so I don't have that much sympathy
That's what
for
vacuum
you.
cleaners are for.
So how am I going to go here?
I'm not really sure. I didn't plan this through myself.
It looks extremely and feels like it's
give us
going to
one.
be extremely unpleasant. So anyways, I do actually, my boss was telling me, because I mentioned this show to my boss a few weeks ago, and we were looking for punishment ideas, and he did say that he ate 15 cloves of garlic one day.
That's got a wreck.
So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to eat the one, and I think I'm going to bite this little bit off so I don't have to eat this. Oh god. That little bit was already super unpleasant. I'm really dreading this now. I'm super happy you got me this drink. Although it does just kind of taste like
I just hear this
home cooking for me.
I just hear this bite. Oh god. Oh, hang on, I've almost got this.
I'm making a complete nut fool of myself, but I don't know how to do this, guys. Just bear with me. It's really slippery too.
Yeah, there you go. That's a fully peeled.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so
Clove
much
of
for
garlic.
making me eat this garlic. That's made a total mess. All right. Bottoms
You
up.
need to crush the garlic? No, you just gotta eat it.
It's super unpleasant already. Oh. It's really hot. Like it stings. It stings the mouth. I hate Essendon. I hate Essendon.
I love this show sometimes.
Screw Essendon, man.
Like when
Any Essendon fans on here, your team sucks. I hope we kick you out of the finals because this is ridiculous. I can't even swallow it. It's disgusting and it stings. It's like spicy. Why is the garlic spicy?
It's a spice. It's kind of in the name, isn't it? I genuinely love.
That's actually the most unpleasant one I've done.
I love this show.
That's like,
well, you didn't get to do the onion.
yeah,
or the
I
lemon.
missed out on the onion. The lemon I would have taken. I would take the lemon above this, but the onion maybe not.
Right, so we're going to move into some game previews and everything, and
wow.
with the green screen. Now, I understand, yes, you guys have been talking about it in the chat. There is some technical issues still, okay? It's brand new. We're still figuring it out. We need to get some better lighting and
For the
everything.
love of God, give us time, guys.
But for what it is, it's going to work well. And case in point, the Giants take on the Hawks Friday night. Are you ready?
They do. I'm ready. I'm good. Okay.
Bang.
That one didn't hurt overly. Oh wow, cool. All right, I thought you were asking if I was ready from the garlic.
I go like that.
No,
You've got the
Yeah, you got
players, the teams. Here we go.
Excellent. This is actually really cool. Teams, shall we go?
Go through the teams for us, will you?
Well, you've done the pitches right, because Jeremy Cameron is in. He's back. As is Kennedy and Simpson for the Giants. Out goes Finlayson, Himmelberg, and Idun. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, that dude.
That guy. Some guy goes out. Hawthorne.
I don't know his name.
Yeah, lol. Hawthorne, in comes Segler, Cousins, and another one who I can't pronounce, but Chenkuoth Giath.
I'm not even going to try.
He's on debut.
Yeah.
He's a Category B rookie, I think.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've just pronounced that in the most Australian way anyone's ever pronounced anything. Out goes Birchall, McAvoy, Nash. Birchall injured really sad.
Yep.
I really like Grant Birchall. I talked last week about how much I like Grant Birchall.
Yep.
Yeah.
All I can smell is garlic, man.
It's disgusting.
That's all I can smell.
It's disgusting. Man. I have to go home and bring
this whole room.
I have to
just
go
smells
bring
like
this
garlic.
home to my girlfriend and my housemate.
Look, I know that Jeremy Cameron comes back in for GWS, but Finlayson and Himmelberg outs are big. Yeah,
Finlayson played really well before he went
Yeah.
down last week. I caught a fair bit of the GWS game last week. And Finlayson was really good. Shout out to Zach Williams too, who's destroying people at the moment.
Yes.
He's been amazing. That's partially why I'm going to back the GWS.
It's also it's in Canberra as well, so
Yeah.
I would back them in Canberra.
Where they only seem to lose to the Dockers.
Well, you know.
But
they lost there against someone else as well this year too. But
yeah, maybe. If so, that's because the Dockers put them on a terrible downward slope there.
Do you know, we haven't actually figured out what the 50-50 games are this week too.
No, we didn't. Is this one of them?
I wouldn't think so.
You wouldn't think so? No. I'm going to back GWS.
I'm very
GWS
confident.
have only just fallen over the line in 2 straight weeks. Are they ready for a loss?
Not against the Hawks.
No, I'm backing GWS regardless.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to put my certainty on it anyway.
This next game is definitely not a 50-50.
No. That is Melbourne and Collingwood.
Melbourne and Collingwood. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, look at that.
Who have we got? We got Pendles. Okay, I've got Pendles in my corner. Take us through.
Sam May comes in. Out goes Braden Pruce. He's in, out. How you're expected to get any consistency in an AFL side?
Melbourne do this with far too many players.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Far too many.
I wonder why we're not playing well. It's probably because you keep turning
Probably
over
because
your list.
everyone's played like one game in 3 weeks.
For Collingwood, in comes Magden, and out goes Cox.
Tom
for
Ratner.
Yeah.
For the year, yeah.
For the year.
Yeah, for the year.
That's
and they ruled Dane Beams out for the year.
That's right, yeah.
Midweek as well.
So they've sent him... Yeah, so he wasn't going to be getting back from his hip complaint, they determined. Yeah. And so they sent him for shoulder surgery, which was planned post-season anyway. And, this is his post-season now, so...
Yeah. Collingwood's going to win this game of football, I think.
Yes. Although, if they were to drop one, this would be it.
It could be it. I think Melbourne will challenge and be okay because
Melbourne looked impressive.
So injured.
Melbourne looked impressive in the first half against the Tigers. They played on, but the thing is we spoke about this a few weeks ago, and it's been a bit of a talking point this week with how Geelong moved the ball slowly, and a lot of people are defending Geelong's slow ball movement. The top teams are slow ball movers, for good reason, and the bottom teams are fast ball movers. For good reason. So, if Melbourne can slow down their ball movement, which I just can't see them doing because they've gone fast all year. I think they're the fastest moving team this year.
Their skills aren't that great. I don't know why they'd want to move it so fast. You're going to turn it over, as many times as they turn it over.
Yeah.
Melbourne, I'm tipping them for convenience, Banana Nate says. Docker fans also going with Melbourne, and Joel says Team Sonic. I don't know what that means. I didn't keep up with that.
Because Melbourne's fast.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, right, good one. Yeah, sorry. I'm Crash Team Racing, not Sonic. Anyhow, Collingwood for mine.
Yeah,
I think Collingwood wins this game.
Collingwood for mine as well. They want to keep in touch with the top 4, and they're going to need it. I don't think they'll get it, and I actually think, given their injury list, probably heading into finals.
Are you going to say they're going to be the first team?
I think they drop out, from an elim,
I could definitely see that happening. Their form is not great, and their injury list is horrendous.
Please don't say that, Banana Nate. The new Sonic movie will not... Have you seen the characters?
Oh, Andrew said Trailblazers. Okay, yeah, no, the hat.
Yeah.
I'm always representing. I have not seen any trailers or anything for Sonic. Actually, no, I did see one trailer.
But you've seen
pretty bad.
You've seen photos all over the internet.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Good Docker fan pointing out how good Frio's win was over the Cats. Sucked in, Andrew. Oh, excellent. All right, let's move on to the third game.
Let's move on. The D's take on the Pies. Wait, hang on. We just did
we just did that.
Oh,
we're up to...
Did I?
I think we're up to Port and the Swans. There we go.
That one.
Okay.
There we go.
We're on.
Technical issues. We're good.
Baby steps. First 50-50 game of the round, do you think?
Port take on Sydney in Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide are unchanged. And they're not the only team this week to be unchanged.
No, there's a fair few unchanged teams.
Just 2.
But no, some of the Sunday teams could go unchanged.
They could, yeah.
Nil outs. I think it's a 50-50 because Port Adelaide won last week, which means they should lose because they should get comfortable.
They won.
They haven't changed anything.
Too. They had a good win.
They did.
However, a lot of people have given up criticising the Adelaide teams.
Yeah.
I'm still
I'm on board
critical of them.
I still think it's bad that they haven't brought Lysette back in.
Yeah.
No change means no Lysette, right?
True, but in saying that, the ruckman that they brought in played
Was it Laddams?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they extended his
played pretty
contract
well.
during the week, didn't they? I
He
think they
played very well.
I think they extended his contract, so he looks like a good prospect.
I think Ryder needs to go. He hasn't contributed for the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Why is he still on the team?
The good thing about Sydney, in comes James Bell for his debut.
Yes.
And Dane Rampy.
Yep.
Out goes Kieran Jack, who's omitted, and Rose, who's also omitted, I think.
Yes.
Did you see the video about James Bell calling his mum?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's what footy's all about,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that was awesome. That
was later on in the video and everything as well, or maybe just after the video ended, I'm not sure, but I'd read this portion of it where after the video ended, she was still asking him, are you sure you're not just playing reserves? Or like, how can I get into contact with Dad? Or just send him a message, tell him it's an emergency sort of thing.
He wanted to say I'm in trouble or something that and suck his dad in. Yeah, that was cool. No, I was a big fan of that. But I'm going to back Port Adelaide to win this game.
I back Port Adelaide as well.
Yeah. Do you want to take us through the next one?
Yeah, we're flying through these.
Yeah, we're just sort of waiting for the more interesting games to pop up.
The Lions take on the Suns. Brisbane going unchanged, but Gold Coast bring in Graham for his debut in Heron.
Yeah.
Out goes Martin and Wright.
Wright got omitted too.
So
that
was interesting.
Two pretty key pillars of their side that have been around for a while, getting omitted late towards the year. I don't really know what to say about this game other than this is going to be a whitewash. Brisbane's at home. They're at the Gabba. They're at the Q Clash. They're playing really good footy.
My only concern with Brisbane is that they don't get too ahead of themselves here.
Yeah, that's a big part.
Because if they go into this game thinking they've won because they're coming up against the bottom of the ladder, and this happens with every team that is going well. I think West Coast a couple of years ago came up against Gold Coast in Gold Coast and ended up with a draw.
Yeah.
Good teams can fall off if they don't bring the right mindset. Now, I don't think it's an issue for the Lions. I think Chris Fagan's got this team running pretty well, but it is just one concern I have, especially because it's the Queensland Derby. They probably get up a bit more for this game.
It's an underrated rivalry because both sides have been perennially bad through it.
It's a more prideful game. So if the Lions come into this game with much more pride and just go, we're better than you this year. We've got this, right? The Suns will beat them. Yeah,
it absolutely could. And they those two sides don't like each other.
No.
They don't like each other at all. Why I trust Brisbane is how good they are with like we talk about depth. I don't know about their depth, but the depth within the best 22. Like some teams don't have that. Some teams just have 10 guys who are great players and 12 guys who are B graders that shouldn't be playing. Brisbane literally have 22 guys that can all play. Like Lachie Neale only gets 20 touches last week. They still win pretty comfortably.
Well, their leading disposal winner last week was 24.
Yeah. They can go Jared Lyons. Dane Zorko goes out, and it's probably not going to hurt them that much because everyone else just picks up the slack.
He's not out, though.
Oh, he's not out in the end, is he?
This is an unchanged Brisbane.
Right.
And I wanted to ask you about that. Are you surprised that Dane Zorko has not been...
Wasn't it the hamstring worry? They didn't know how to grade it, though. So it must be
a low
grade.
It's on a minor sort of scale. Or there's no actual tear or anything.
Why would you not bring him out as a precaution against the Gold
I would have just taken him out just in case. Just in case.
Maybe that says they're not going to go in too proud. Who knows? But I'm going to obviously back Brisbane.
I'm going to back Brisbane in as well. But the retention of Dane Zorko is questionable to me. Yeah.
If he gets injured from here, it's going to be like, well...
What? Why?
Why? Yeah, I don't understand that. Anyways.
This next game is a definite 50-50.
Yeah, absolutely. Both sides are totally unpredictable right now. As we go into Geelong and North.
No.
Right?
It's the wrong one.
Oh, there's still
you
two
do this every week.
Every week. I actually wrote it off the app this week and it gave me local times, so I think maybe this is what screwed me.
No, I go from the app every time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dear God. How do we...
Essendon take on the Bulldogs, and Essendon have so many changes. 4 of them, or 5 of them are forced.
And they're all this is a Saturday game, so they're all set in stone. This isn't the random Sunday changes. This is huge.
6 changes.
It's basically a third of your team.
Astronomical.
Yeah. In comes Bagley, Begley, Heppel, McKernan, McNeese, Myers. It's pretty hard to say 10 times. Out goes Francis, Guelphy, Hartley, Parrish, Sard, and Snelling. Those last two, Sard and Snelling, hurt because Snelling played really well last week.
Yeah, but Francis and Guelphy hurt as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The only omission was Hartley.
Yeah,
the other 5 are injured.
Jeez, imagine having 5 injuries and still making an omission.
And
that sucks.
Heppel is not 100% either.
No, not at all. I think they're getting him back because they're a little worried now.
No,
like
Heppel's going to play this week. He won't play the next 2 weeks. And they're playing him this week to lock in a win to get a spot in finals so that he can get back then for the first final.
Which I don't hate the theory of it, but their last 3 weeks. Okay, so their last 3 weeks, if I'm from memory, the Dogs.
Yeah.
Fremantle next week, which is our watch party.
Yeah.
And then they've got Collingwood. Lose all 3, they are not a certainty to make final. No. They'll be gone.
If they lose all 3, they're out. Yeah.
They're only 2 games clear. 1 game clear at the moment, maybe.
2. They're equal with.
They're a game above. So they've got 2 games at the moment.
If they win 1 game, they're in.
Yeah. So they need to win this week. I don't think they're going to.
No.
I'm going to go with the Bulldogs in this game.
What are the Bulldogs?
Sorry, they bring in Taylor Duray and Hayes. And out goes actually Caleb Daniel, which hurts. And Liberatore, who seems to since Liberatore's come back, McRae and Bonton have all been on fire. So
Liberatore
makes me think maybe he's doing a little more than he seems on a stat sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'm going to go with the Dogs.
I think I'm going to go with the Dogs as well because a team that is that changed is an unsettled team.
Yeah, it's a lot of change.
It's a massive
for 5 of them to be injuries.
And the Dogs play very well at Marvel.
Yeah. Who's the biggest?
Do you know what? I'm going to lock it in. That's my certainty.
That's your certainty.
The Dogs.
Okay, wow. Okay, backing the Dogs. It's
not happy about it already.
It's a weird game as a Freo fan. I want both of them to lose.
Well,
preferably Essendon.
No, I think you'd prefer the Dogs.
I don't know. I don't know the Dogs run home.
Here's an interesting thing for you, based on the Fremantle and the Bulldogs. No 2 teams this far into the season have been as close as what Freo and the Dogs are. They're the same wins, same losses, same percentage. Jeez. Down to the point... they had the exact same... I think it's 0.0001% off of each other or something like that. Yeah.
God, if the Bulldogs get up on us by 0.001% to get to the 8, I would vomit.
Yeah. It is the closest that any 2 teams have been this far into the season.
It's funny because you wouldn't have judged it on the form they showed 2 weeks ago when they played each other. The Bulldogs absolutely smoked Fremantle.
But then you have Fremantle completely outclassed
turning
Geelong.
It around to beat Geelong, Dogs for mine, but this is a really entertaining game.
Yeah.
Super entertaining
And it's a huge game to shape the final 8 too.
Yeah.
If Essendon get up, the Dogs are no longer a chance.
Yeah.
And Essendon probably retain their spot.
Yeah, probably. I actually really hope that the Dogs get up for Fremantle's sake, just because I think that bringing Essendon down... I don't know, if the Dogs face a tough team in the next 2 weeks afterwards, a team that they're definitely not going to beat, then yes, I want them to win this and then just lose that game and fall back. But if they've got an easy run home, then I kind of hope Essendon wins and breaks away.
Yeah.
I think the Dogs will win, though.
Well, that's my certainty.
Yeah. Yeah, God, I hope the Dogs lose now. Takes us to the next game, which I jumped to too early, as I do every week. Geelong and North Melbourne.
Yes. Geelong bring back Harry Taylor, Parfitt, Dalhouse, and Narkle. Out goes Henderson, Selwood, which I'm surprised by.
Yeah, Scotty Selwood.
Rowan and Clark. And for North Melbourne, in comes Jed Anderson, Sean Attlee, and out goes Davies, Uniacke, and Durden.
Durden got omitted. Did he play really bad last week? Because he hasn't been bad for a while.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, surprising omission, I thought. Maybe I just don't follow.
This is actually a very, very interesting game because Geelong, well, based on their current form line of win-loss, 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 they'll win this game.
Yeah.
But North Melbourne are obviously pretty good in the back end of the year so far.
Yeah. Before we move on...
Their only real bad game has come up against West Coast the other week.
Yeah. Yeah. Before I go and lock a tip in, I actually want to ask, do we think any of the remaining games are 50-50?
I don't know. What ones do we have left?
West Coast and Adelaide.
Saints Fremantle is a genuine 50-50.
Okay. All right. Good.
Richmond, Carlton, no. West Coast Adelaide, I would say is a 50-50.
I don't know. It's at home.
Personally, because Adelaide always play well in Perth.
Yeah, good point. Okay, well, that gives me some tossing up to do in the next 2 minutes. But let's discuss Geelong and where they're at after that belting that Fremantle gave them.
Out of form.
Totally, because they just... Like, Fremantle's 70.
This is a serious danger game for them.
Yeah,
they've got a few danger games coming. They have to verse Brisbane in Brisbane.
They won't win that.
I mean, they are very genuinely seriously in danger of dropping out of the top two.
You know who they absolutely remind me of? Geelong is just 2015 Fremantle. Smashed the first half of the year. Really fell away in the back end, had some iffy form, did just enough to probably fall into the top two.
Well, they had injury. Fremantle had injuries to key players in the back half.
I think they had like Michael
in
Thompson
particular, Fife.
Yeah, actually, Fife. Yeah. I don't know. They just remind me of that 2015 Fremantle. There's a few guys in the back line that are holding them up, i.e. Tom Stewart and maybe Blitzarves and guys like that.
I'm not going to lie. I tend to agree with your statement.
Which makes me think...
thinking the same thing.
But I don't know if, like, 2015 Fremantle made it through to a prelim. In the current AFL climate, I don't know if Geelong's going to make it through to a prelim. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe if they can sneak into the top two and get it at GMH whatever stadium.
Well, I think I said last week. I think the Cats go out in straight sets now.
Yeah, you did say that, and after their performance that they dished up on the
considering
weekend, it's hard
their
to deny.
finals history over the last 8 years, I think they are the every single year that they finish in the top four since 2011, they've gone out in straight sets.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
They haven't made it back to a prelim.
That would only have to be like a year.
I don't think they've played in a prelim since 2011.
Since 2011, they could only have made top four like once or twice, though, could they?
No, they've done it about 3 or 4 times.
Jeez, okay.
They've done it quite consistently, actually.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess...
What's really interesting as well, sorry to cut you off again.
No, you're right, go
ahead.
But
we were talking about this at about the bye rounds. Geelong had the second easiest run home, and they've had one of the worst forms.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's sort of the worrying thing that... Well, not worrying because it was my team that thrashed them, but the worrying thing about them last week was that Fremantle went into the game, they ranked 17th for pressure acts.
Yeah.
And Fremantle just totally out-pressured them. Geelong couldn't deal with the pressure of the 17th ranked side in pressure.
Let's be fair, though. Fremantle's game on the weekend was their best pressure-rated game since round 9, 2015.
Yeah, okay. Which they went 9-0.
Which was their last
and then they
good
just
game.
slumped off.
So when you compare it to that's you couldn't really crap on Geelong too much.
No.
When Fremantle are bringing that kind of pressure to
it's hard to deal with, but that's where I think Geelong needs to respond. The only way to deal with pressure is to then bring your own.
Yeah, and
bring your own intensity. They had maybe 2 or 3 players that
we've been saying all year that Geelong crumble under. If you bring just a slight amount of pressure to Geelong, they don't know how to do it.
They cannot. They don't know how to respond to it. Which is funny because they seem to me like they got players that should be able to, like Cam Guthrie and Mitch Duncan and Tim Kelly and
both of the Selwoods
and even Patrick Dangerfield should be able to deal with pressure. But really, the only ones that I saw stand up for Geelong on the weekend were probably Tom Stewart and Tim Kelly.
Yeah,
the only ones. So, having said all of that... I think
their game style doesn't allow them to... and specifically allow their players to apply pressure. They're not a high-pressure team themselves.
No, they don't like it. No. It's not part of their game. But having said that, with all of that said and done, I'm going to back Geelong in this game because it's at GMHB Stupid Stadium.
I'm backing in North.
You're going to go North?
Yeah.
Is this the first tip that we've differed on this week? It is? Okay.
North Melbourne are in good enough form to knock them off. And if they knock Geelong off this week, like there were some alarm bells coming from the media about Geelong this week, but they've kind of been quelled by the slow ball movement talk and then comparing it to, West Coast, Richmond, Geelong, Brisbane, who are also slow movers to the ball. If they drop this game, Geelong are serious question marks.
They're really going to get
serious
roasted
question marks are going to be
week.
over Geelong.
Yeah,
and I think if they drop this game, if they drop out of the top 2 by the end of the year, I think serious question marks will start to come up for Chris Scott.
Yeah, which is hilarious because they might still finish in the top 4 and his job could come under scrutiny for a list that's quite young.
For a list that's young, but for a draw that is as good as it is with the team that he's got, he should be finishing in
and for
first
how
place.
good they were to how good they dropped off does reflect poorly on the coach. I'm actually going to put it in as my certainty.
Geelong is your certainty.
Because I don't want to go anywhere near my own team's game with my certainty at the moment. So I'm going to back Geelong in because the only other choice would be to back Freo.
Can we go to the next? Yeah, Andrew doesn't like us talking shit about his team. All right, next game. I
still tipped around my certainty.
The Saints take on Fremantle. Now, these are extended lists.
Yes, Sunday games.
St Kilda bring in Akers. Hanbury comes back in.
Yep.
Nunes, Patton, and Jack Stephen comes back in.
He does.
Brilliant. Out goes Gresham, McKenzie, and Langlands. And for Fremantle on the extended bench, McCarthy, Ballantyne, Nyhouse, and Collier.
Fremantle will go in unchanged, surely. There's no one in that lineup I think can drop out. So this is just 4 emergencies. That's what it's going to be. Unless they think there's something that they can pick the Saints apart with one of these players. Maybe they think they need Collier's pace or McCarthy for whatever they think McCarthy does.
Maybe forward half structure.
Yeah, maybe just a goal sneak here or there. I don't know. But no, they can't make any changes to that side that played so well on the weekend, I wouldn't think. So the changes on the Saints side kind of worry me while comforting me. They lose Gresham and Langlands, who Langlands had been okay. Yeah. He's injured. And Gresham's injured, and we know what Gresham brings. But they bring in Jack Stephen. And to be honest, the Saints generally give Freo a bit of a hard time.
And Fremantle haven't played Marvel well this year.
No, they haven't. Played nearly every other ground okay. It's just Marvel.
They got smashed by the Dogs. Yeah, that's right.
And the other grounds, they seem to be doing okay. But I am worried for Freo in this game. I'm going to tip Freo, and I think they'll win. On the performance they brought last week.
I'm going with the Saints. I don't think Fremantle can back up that game style 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Their list is too young. That game style for a young list is very tiring.
That worries me, but if that was against better opposition and you made that point, I would say...
No, I think St Kilda are right.
I think they're okay.
Under Ratton, they seem to be going all right. And they brought in some big names this week too.
Yeah, they have Hanbury, Stephen, even Akers. Akers is pretty good.
Yeah. And Nunes.
Sam
Nunes,
Rowe,
if he's playing
Sam
on
Rowe
the
makes
wing.
his debut for the club, doesn't he?
Who?
Sam Rowe. Have you not got that? Was I reading this wrong?
Yeah, no, he's not in on my list.
I had Sam Rowe debut. I don't know where I got that from. I've
got Akers, Hanbury, Nunes, Patton, and Stephen.
Okay, all right. Count out whatever I'm doing there. It was a busy day at work. But no, I'm going to back the Dockers in. I think that they do enough to get the job done, and I just want to sort of will them to the line with my good vibes and keep the finals hope alive.
Yeah,
although we are facing the reality that this is going to be a wasted season thanks to some wasted weeks.
If Fremantle win this game, I think they edge into finals.
Yeah,
but I don't see them winning this game.
You know why I really want them to win this game? Because if we're doing this watch party with Fremantle and Essendon next week...
It does make things much more interesting.
And I'm going to be an absolute clown for everyone here can see me just be an absolute idiot. So Freo for me.
Saints for me.
Which takes us into Richmond and Carlton. The old rivalry that is not so entertaining lately, but could be entertaining this time round.
Well, it was entertaining in the first...
was it? I can't even remember.
Yeah. Carlton were within 10 points, or they got up within the last 10 minutes.
They did too.
They went. I think
they were really happy with their
Richmond got out pretty fast, but Carlton they almost won.
Okay, all right. So we're ready to have a good Carlton Richmond game again. Then, with in for Richmond, obviously again extended benches. McIntosh, Nankervis, Marlion Pickett is a potential debutant.
Yes.
He was picked up in the mid-season draft. He's from South Fremantle. And also Jack Ross and Sydney Stack are among the ins.
Yep.
And out is just Dan Butler, which leads me to believe that Pickett probably won't make his debut at this point.
Yeah, I would imagine that either who are their ruckmen at the moment? Scholl and
maybe Scholl and Soldo.
Soldo. Yeah. So is Soldo or Scholl going to come out for Nankervis?
Yeah, I don't know. Or is Nankervis just going to be an extended bench guy that doesn't actually come in?
That's a good question.
It's been a big question at
I was
Richmond for a while.
surprised to see the name there because their rucks have been doing well.
Yeah, they haven't had a problem with them. And if
Wait,
Dan
how old
Butler's
is Cripps? 24, I want to say.
Yeah, something like
23?
23, 24. Something
Maybe?
around that.
Yeah, something like that.
I do think that, if Butler's going to be the only one that goes out, if McIntosh is one that's healthy, I think maybe they do that. Sydney Stack, maybe.
If Stack's healthy, Stack comes back in.
Yeah.
There's no question about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. But I feel that way about McIntosh too. Why would he not be back in if he's healthy? He's pretty handy. Maybe that's just how good they're playing at the moment.
You got to remember, this is extended benches though, so we don't actually have a full list of outs at the moment.
Yeah, that's true.
Out Butler will be due to injury, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Carlton's ins?
They've got Garlett, Jones, Cruiser, McGovern, and Thomas coming back in, so some pretty big names.
Yep.
And out goes Schumacher, who's been omitted. So Carlton's pretty fit at the moment.
Yeah. Jones didn't play last week because of the passing of his mother.
Yes, very sad for Liam Jones.
Dale Thomas didn't play last week because he got some gastro or something. I would imagine Cruiser comes straight back in if he's available.
Yeah.
McGovern, I'm not sure.
Are they going to bring him back? Because, they've just had him out because he's been in subpar shape, right?
I'm not sure. Mind you, I think they were ruling him out until he was in decent shape. So if he's listed as an emergency there, that tells me he's ready to start playing.
Emergency.
Now, whether he plays VFL before coming into the AFL, I don't know. But I think if he's in shape and fit and ready to go, I'd be bringing him straight in.
Do you think maybe it's a structural thing where they think of swinging him maybe back to help with the Lynch reroll?
I don't know. Do they try and do to him like West Coast did to his brother? Because Jeremy started as a forward.
Yeah.
He was on the rookie list.
I see no reason why that can't be Mitch McGovern.
If Mitch can read the play as well as his brother, he's got the hands like his brother does, why wouldn't you move him back there?
And you still have McKay and Curnow up forward. There's no reason to be...
And Casbolt, who's been in river form.
Curnow's injured though, isn't he?
He is, yes.
So maybe McGovern will play.
He's out for the year.
Yeah, he's out for the year. Maybe McGovern
But Casbolt's been playing the best footy of his career.
Yeah, he's been amazing. With McKay up there as well, and you've got Cruiser, so they bring Jones in as well. So maybe McGovern just doesn't make it back in. I don't know.
Maybe, but as was said there by Banana, Jones won't play well due to passing. Maybe they just give him an extra week off as well because this is extended benches. So
they really like Liam Jones.
I know.
They love Liam Jones.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. We've talked about it many a time that it baffles us, but they like him.
Richmond for me.
Yeah, Richmond for mine as well. You want to take us through this last one, mate? It's your team.
It is my team.
Do the honours.
And there is the best player in the competition.
According to Jonathan Brown.
No,
was it Jonathan Brown? Gary Lyon.
Gary Lyon. Yeah. So for West Coast, in comes Cripps, Rotham, Hutchings, and Archie. I think Cripps might come in for
Jared Cameron.
I think so.
Yeah,
but Cameron's been all right.
Cameron's been okay in finding the goals.
Yeah,
I don't think he's done much else.
No, probably not. And Cripps' upside is probably better. His consistency is probably
experience
better.
Heading into the finals. And
I think maybe Hutchings comes back into the team against Adelaide only because using Yo as a tagger against Cripps makes more sense than Hutchings, like we were talking about last week. But now that there's not that big-bodied midfielder,
you might as well bring Hutchings back in
to be able to do the tagging role and let Elliot off the leash.
Yeah, let him loose.
And for Adelaide, this is interesting.
Every week, Adelaide's selection is interesting.
Sam Jacobs, Greenwood, Seedsman, Jones. Now, I can only assume that they're not making changes Because why would you bring Jacobs in for Riley O'Brien when Riley O'Brien is playing as well as he is?
You just wouldn't do it. You just wouldn't do it.
Greenwood and Seedsman were dropped last week.
Yeah.
So what are they just? Are they just doing what they're doing all year and just playing yo-yo with their team? Or?
Drop one, bring them back the next week.
I understand that they won. Their one wasn't very convincing to me.
It was like 3 goals or 4 goals against the Saints when they're on their home deck. It's not very convincing.
It's West Coast for mine.
West Coast for me as well. I just think, I think Cripps can come in for Cameron. Cameron, to clarify, I don't think has been bad. I don't think he's been bad. I just don't think he's done much other than find goals while the rest of the team's up and about. I think if West Coast were in bad form, Cameron would look bad.
Yeah.
I just think because they're in good form, he doesn't look very bad.
Yeah.
So Cripps is bigger upside.
He's more consistent. He's got more goal potential and stuff on a consistent basis as well. And if you want Cripps in finals, you've got to bring him in now.
Yeah,
just to get a couple games back in.
How long's he been out for?
I want to say maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, he needs some games.
He did hamstring,
so yeah. And Adelaide, I just don't know. I would think all of those guys, bar maybe Chase Jones, are capable of playing AFL footy. Whether Adelaide wants them to be playing AFL footy or not, I don't know.
Yeah, Seedsman really shouldn't have been. Seedsman should be in the team. Yeah. Shouldn't have been dropped.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been dropped. And neither should Greenwood. Greenwood's taking on a pretty big role. When he was playing in the midfield, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's someone you could have swung forward rather than dropping.
Yeah, but in saying that, their forward line and their midfield hasn't been firing.
No.
I don't necessarily agree with the change of Greenwood, but I don't hate it either.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yep,
would you like to eat some garlic?
No. No. I think I'll leave you with your favourite food. West Coast for mine.
Yeah, West Coast for me. So that takes us through the games. All right, we got a couple of different tips. Certainties to recap. I've got Geelong beating North Melbourne, and you have the Bulldogs beating Essendon, right? That was your certainty? Yeah. Okay.
Now, next week, before we finish up, we've still got normal Footy Rivals programming on Thursday night.
Yes.
But we do also have the watch party on Saturday night, Fremantle versus Essendon.
You can watch me carry on like an absolute buffoon.
I'm thinking the following week we might do another watch party as well.
I'm always up for the watch parties. They're very fun, and you get to actually zero in on the footy, even though you doing the chats and stuff. It's really good. So, guys, tune into the watch party on next Saturday night. We're giving it a preview, I guess, since we've got another show in between then. But
yeah.
Why not? Because it's going to be super fun, and the Dockers are going to belt the Bombers.
And they're brilliant when we were doing them over the buys.
Yeah, absolutely super fun.
Brilliant fun.
Yeah. So is that us tonight? We didn't have a question, so I guess that's us.
No, I think.
The question I was going to ask you is Brodie Grundy worth more than Collingwood's reported offer of 3 years?
Yes.
Yeah. And it just seemed like such a no-brainer that I'm really happy you didn't have a question for me.
The interesting thing about Brodie Grundy is going to the club and asking for 7 years, which is too much.
That's huge, yeah.
5 years is I'm fine with 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5, yeah, I think that's okay. That's us, is it?
I think that is, yeah.
I think that's us. So, thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you like the video, please leave a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, AFL Access, as you can see with our lovely backdrop, thanks to Ryan. And join our Discord server as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Discord server.
It's just popped up in the chat as a timely reminder.
Absolutely perfect, for where you can come up with new punishments to be just as unpleasant as the eating of a clove of garlic.
Yes.
Great.
Just don't get them wrong, Justin. It's as simple as that.
I've got one extra wrong than you. You've totally got the wood on me for it.
It's one more than me.
God,
just don't get it wrong.
It's going to be super conflicting watching the Essendon Bulldogs game for me. I don't know who I want to win. But I want you to get your certainty wrong.
Can we make next week watch party, right? Because what I'm thinking of is next week is going to be the Essendon Fremantle watch party. The following week, I'm thinking West Coast Hawks.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
Can we make a punishment if your team loses?
Yeah, I feel like we can. Why not? I mean, it's not up to us. You guys need to make a punishment and join the Discord server. where you can check in the comments again. So, but yeah, no, I think that's viable.
Do you know what I
that.
mean?
Yeah.
I just think that
I feel like if we're going to go to the...
adds something to it, right?
Yeah. No, I like that. Okay. Let's roll with that.
Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks so much.
Bye.